Okay, I'm sorry about that. I ran out of room on my iPad, so I had to delete some stuff, and I had a bunch of junky things on there. Okay, I was talking about this. I was talking about this fabric. So, I absolutely love that kind of old splotchy look that you get from coffee, tea, dyeing, anything. However, sorry, I forgot to turn my phone off. Realized I was taping along and it wasn't taping, so I was talking and talking and talking and it wasn't taping. I don't even know. I was gonna say I don't know how much I talked about that I didn't get a chance to talk about. Oh, I think I was talking about this. Okay, so anyway, for some reason I'm gonna have to go back and look at the dyeing instructions for that Vanna put out and that Priscilla and Chelsea put out, because I seem to be pretty consistently shrinking my fabric, and I don't understand why I'm doing that. I don't know if it's I'm starting to wonder, I'm assuming this is a coffee stain here, and I'm starting to wonder if it's the acidity of the coffee that I use, possibly, that's causing that. But anyway, the other issue that I had with this is that I started this doing 2/2, and I think this is 36 count, and started the cat 2/2. This is a Classic Colorworks black. I think it's Black Crow. And 2/2 was too bulky, so I took it out and I redid it in 1/1. But then when I got to this blanket, I was using a different, I was not using a Classic Colorworks. I was using a different color, a different floss. And I just, without thinking, I did 2/2 and got the whole thing done and realized, oh shoot, I just did 2/2 on that, and I like it. I'm happy with that. So I'm going to leave that. That's the only part of this, other than his nose and his little ear highlights, that are 2/2. So I just need to finish this up. I just need to finish that border up very quickly, and then this is actually going to be a gift for someone, but I'm not saying who. Okay, several months ago, I had a request. Someone had commented when I bought the Long Dog Samplers quilts, QUILTZ chart. Someone, Elizabeth, sweet Elizabeth from England, commented on my video and said, "Oh, I really wish I could find that here. I've looked and looked and it's not available here." And so I said I'd be happy to pick it up for you and mail it to you. And she said, "Oh, that's too much work." And well, it wasn't. No big deal. Julie had several, and so the next time I was in to Julie's, I picked it up and I got it in the mail to her. Actually, my husband does all my mailing for me, so he got it in the mail to her. It took a couple weeks to get to her, and so she received it, and she was, and I only sent the chart. I mean, I didn't have time to put anything else together. I only sent the chart. And she wrote and said, "Thank you so much, got the chart, and you have to send me your address so I can send you a proper thank you." And so I never thought anything more about it. I was thinking she meant a card. Well, the day before we left for Europe, I got this wonderful package from sweet Miss Elizabeth. And she sent a variety of things, not the least of which was delicious Cadbury chocolate. Cadbury chocolate from England, which, let me tell you, and she said this, does taste different than Cadbury chocolate from the United States. It was amazing. As she sent some chocolate, she sent a cross-stitch magazine that I didn't have. She sent just a variety of things, but the sweetest and neatest and most special thing that she sent was this beautiful bag that she made. And it is a little drawstring bag. She appliqued a heart. I mean, it is, the stitching on it is beautiful. Everything about it, it's padded, it's gorgeous. And I immediately decided it would be perfect for my English paper piecing projects. So this bag actually inspired me to start a new English paper piecing project with some fabric that I had just ordered and received a while back and hadn't gotten a start on it. So this is from I think it's a Moda fabric, and I don't remember what it's called, but I think it's a 1930s or 40s Moda fabric, reproduction fabric. And so this is going to be just a real scrappy grandmother's flower garden. I love doing these. I love that. I just love, you know, you just base the little, this is such a non-mind-bending project. You just base the little, anyway, Elizabeth, I love it. This is so special to me. I love it so much. I love it so much. Okay, 2 more things. You remember that I was working on somewhere I just had the pattern here. I'm sitting in a different spot today, and so I'm a little bit less organized. Well, I can't find what it looks like. Can't find the pattern. You remember when I went to the, what was it? Shanty Stitches in South Dakota. The only cross-stitch store in South Dakota. Last month. Oh yes, here it is. And I bought a bunch of buttermilk basin patterns, and this is the Vintage Truck Through the Year series, and this was November. Almost finished. So here is the start of it. There's a terrible glare. This is a really gray fabric. It's not white like the sun is making it look. The sun just popped out, and so it's making all my gray fabric look really white. Anyway, this is that. You can kind of see. And then that will go on, because do you see how it's black? The black wool on a green, kind of a green wool background. So it will go on this piece of wool when it's finished, which it's almost done. I only have, what do I have left to do? I only have a couple things left to stitch. And then, in fact, I have 2 leaves left to stitch. That's it. And then I'll put it on there, and that will be all done. And that may be a gift as well. I haven't decided on that. And then I got a new sock book, knitted sock book, that I love, that has several different patterns. And I started a new pair of socks, knitted socks. I have this desire. I think this is pretty much a joke that I could do this, but I have this desire to do 3 pair of socks between now and September the 7th. We'll see. That's my desire. I don't know if I will. But anyway, this is some hand-dyed yarn that I bought at our knitting store here called Imagine It. Awesome, awesome knitting store. I don't remember the color, what this was called, but something really cool like glacial ice or something. I don't remember the color. But just got ever the tiniest start. I was actually planning to take this on the plane. And I talked to several people about flying. You know, I'm pretty comfortable flying in the United States and taking small scissors and needles and, you know, small things, not having any problem. But I didn't know if that would be an issue in Europe. And so I talked to several people about it. And Michelle Rudy mentioned to me, watch out taking knitting needles. She mentioned that someone had their knitting needles confiscated, and she said if you do take knitting needles, only take the wooden ones. Well, for socks especially, I use the Addy wood, and they are wooden, but the Addy knitting needles, and they're very pricey. And I did not want to take the chance of losing those knitting needles on the plane, you know, at the airport, or having them confiscated. And I just decided it wasn't worth it to take it. So I did not take it. So now I'm not sure that I'll really be able to get 3 pair done by September 7th. But that's my goal, and, you know, we'll see how that all goes. Anyway, that's about it. I'm going to insert some more pictures here. Plans. I guess I should talk about plans. I don't know. I'm torn. So, the kids leave. The kids both move in on August 25th, move into their dorms on August 25th. We are going to have to ship Ryan off, on his own. We were really hoping that one of us could fly out with him and help him move in. But he cannot move in until the 25th, and Maddie cannot move in until the 25th. And she's 3 hours north in South Dakota, and he's, 19 hours east and south in Virginia. And okay, so I have had such a variety of problems today in getting anything filmed, much less, 3 videos or 4 videos, however many this ends up being. I once again ran out of room and decided that I needed to get out to Julie's. It takes me about 30 minutes to get out there and 30 minutes to get back, and I wanted to be home by the time Maddie got home from work. And so I went ahead and got the first 2 videos published, and then ran out to Julie's, got a whole bunch of stuff. I did end up kitting up all 3 of those projects that I talked about, and actually also kitted up. I didn't get fabric for, but I got all the floss for the cardinal and for the chocolate milk, so, or the hot cocoa, Kringle cocoa or whatever. But anyway, I just wanted to finish talking about plans very, very quickly. I've already changed and everything. This is so crazy. With the kids being off on the 25th, I feel like I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands, and even for the next couple weeks, really, other than a couple of shopping trips that Maddie and I need to make, she pretty much has everything. We've slowly been gathering, you know, everything that she needs for her dorm all summer. There's just a few more things left to buy there. They're just, I think I'm going to have quite a bit of stitching time, and I'm struggling with whether I want to, you know, spend dedicated time on certain projects. There's a couple of big projects I'd really like to get back to, mostly because they're things I've seen other people work on. Let Freedom Ring, because Pam has been working on it. It is one big one that I would love to get back to. I have a couple of Hades that I would like to get back to. Quilts is another. I mean, there are just several things. So I'm sort of finding my way in this, and I think that with the new normal that my life is going to be, you know, I was telling Julie today, it's just going to be very different, you know, not having to sign up to volunteer for various events and functions at school, and not having to be on different committees, and not having to be certain places at certain times during the day because of school. It's going to be very different for me. So, yeah, so as far as plans go, I don't know. I'm not sure. Tomorrow's Witchy Wednesday, so I'm really thinking that tonight I'm going to start the, what is it, the Crow, the Pumpkin, and the Witch, or the Witch, the Crow, and the Pumpkin. Start that tonight and then work on that tomorrow. The other one I may start is the Sunflower House. That's a possibility. Maddie and I just kind of have some time together tonight. Brian's traveling, and Ryan's at the Cass County Fair, so it's just the 2 of us tonight, and I think we might just hang out and maybe watch a couple movies, and I might stitch. So that's it. I would really like to try to have a video up next week, maybe with whatever changes I have to those plans. That's kind of my goal, but I've had that goal in the past, and it has seldom worked, so we'll see. Anyway, meantime, I hope you all are well. Hope everyone's having a lovely kind of end of summer, and getting lots of time to stitch. I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.